Yo, welcome back, everybody. It is the first round of the PPL playoffs. We have barely snuck in here at a record of 4-5 with a 9+ differential. So those big wins were able to carry us through to the playoffs. So no matter what, that's a good season. Anytime you make playoffs is a good time. And we're going up against Addy. So Addy is a coach in the Scarlet Division of the PPL. Addy is the #1 overall seed, and Addy chose to fight me. If I had a nickel for every time the first seed chose me in the first round in playoffs, I'd have 2 nickels. But last year we won. So we got a match on our hands. So we're going to go talk about Addy's team, and then I'll talk about my team and why I'm bringing it. Addy is rocking a team of KYUREM, which is Addy's Terra Captain, which is very scary. Terra Captain Pony is very scary, very big problem. They have the Landorus Therian, Cyclizar, Ogerpon Cornerstone, Chi-Yu, Metagross, Pheasantipity, KYUREM, regular Rotom, there we go, Leaveney, and Seal. So, looking at the team, Leaveney I don't think has a good matchup here because of the, I have Defog and a good, I don't have a spinner, do I? But I have a good Defogger in Corviknight, so I don't think Leaveney is going to be coming here for speed control. Could be wrong. Oh, I do have a spinner in Regieleki, duh. Just never have gotten it off with Regieleki. It's fine. We have Defog. I think that's enough to dissuade from Sticky Web, so I'm not super worried about that going in. Keldeo is the big problem. Keldeo and Chi-Yu. So obviously this season, I think we've struggled on the specially defensive side. I don't really have a mon that's capable of taking those hits. So going up against Chi-Yu is a bit scary. The good news is Chi-Yu does trade into a lot of my team. A lot of my team can knock it back out. The Keldeo, I expect Keldeo to have some kind of a Terra for Corviknight. Could be Terra Electric, could be Terra Fire. I think Terra Electric's a little more likely. I've also seen Terra Poison in mocks. That way it could hit Ninetales and Ogerpon. So a couple different options for Keldeo there, and we'll just kind of have to play with it. Scarf Keldeo does look pretty strong into me, but Scarf Keldeo doesn't outspeed Regieleki. So I don't know if they'll commit Scarf to that knowing they won't outspeed Reggie, or kind of what their plan going into that is. I am more afraid of like a calm mindset. But with a calm mindset, it can be revenged by Ogerpon, so that's good news. Next up, they have the Lando. The Lando is what, like, we've had Lando on Draft League teams before. We know what it does. It can, obviously set up Stealth Rocks. My team isn't super weak to it. We do have the Salamence, so obviously we're not super worried about Earthquake. And we also have Mirror Armor on Corviknight, so if it wants to Intimidate, I can drop its attack as well. Cyclizar could show up here. It is a Terra Captain. Has a good speed stat, and a Scarf or +1 speed. Cyclizar would outspeed Regieleki, so if it got some rapid spin off. I don't see it coming this week with Corviknight, with Rhydon, Ninetales. I just don't see Cyclizar making an appearance. Ogerpon Cornerstone could show up, but then we're risking the speed tie, but it does have the sturdy ability, so that's always really a really strong ability, especially in the Mirror Ogerpon matchup. Chi-Yu's the problem. I have a max special defensive Rhydon in an attempt to deal with it, but Chi-Yu is always going to be scary. But the good news is, like I said, a lot of it's going to trade into me, and hopefully, if it does go Scarf, I have some priority and stuff that can deal with it. And then we have Metagross. Metagross is also going to be really annoying because it's going to try to break my Veil. Basically, if Metagross comes in, it's going to, like, if Ninetales comes in, Metagross is always going to want to switch in and then try to break Veil with Psychic Fangs. And then they have the Pheasantipity, which can be annoying. KYUREM is also a really good, KYUREM's a really good mon for Addy this week. But that speed tier could make it a little freaky because Mence is always going to outspeed it. So the question is, like, are you going to be a really bulky one and take a hit and kill me back or whatnot? And then the Rotom can do a couple of things. I'm not super expecting it to show up because I do have the Zarude, but there are a couple things I could see it wanting to do if it does show up, so we'll have to play around that. All right, let's talk about my team and what I'm bringing to round 1 of the playoffs. All right, first up, we are bringing a Choice Scarf Alolan Ninetales with the Snow Warning, of course, with Aurora Veil, Baton Pass, Moonblast, and Blizzard. I have enough speed to out... Okay, so this is a weird speed... we did a couple of weird things with the speed stat here. I am enough speed to outspeed a Scarf Chi-Yu, but I will not outspeed a Scarf Keldeo, and that is by design, because basically, if Keldeo outspeeds this Ninetales, I know the Keldeo is Scarf. And that's big information for things like Infernape or Mence. Mence is the big one, so that way if I get a Dragon Dance up, I know whether or not I'm going to outspeed. So that's really important. And then so we have enough outspeed for that. Max special attack, because even like Moonblast is still going to hurt everything that's not named Metagross. And we have the Baton Pass. That way, the way I see a lot of this pivoting, I think that Metagross wants to come in when Ninetales is in every time of the week. So basically, if Ninetales comes in, I'm just going to Baton Pass out and try to get into one of my other Mons here. Next up, star of the show, we have Shenron the Salamence rocking the Clear Amulet with Moxie ability, Dragon Dance, Dragon Claw, Earthquake, and Crunch. Max speed, max attack. What are we doing with this? This thing's job is to try to get up a Dragon Dance and win the game. We have a tough balance matchup. I don't have a lot of good switch-ins to Addy's team. So the goal is to come in on something I can take a hit from, whether that's Keldeo or Chi-Yu. Even Lando, for example. Lando's not a good example, but Metagross probably can't kill me. Ogerpon definitely can't kill me. So things like that, as long as I Terra Steel. We are Terra Steel this week as well. I felt like Terra Steel gave me the most setup opportunity in front of things like Cyclizar or Metagross if it wants to click EQ. Lets me set up on the Ogerpon and Pheasantipity as well, and the KYUREM. KYUREM could carry Earth Power to try to hit me if it wants. If it expects Terra Steel, they can bring Earth Power. But you can only account for so much, right? So that's what we're bringing on. Mence. So we're bringing the Clear Amulet so that way Lando can't just switch it and intimidate me and play that game. Next up, we're bringing Radon. We're bringing Terra Water Radon here with Stealth Rock, Stone Edge, Earthquake, and Ice Punch. Obviously, we're bringing the Eviolite item, Lightning Rod, and we are max special defense. This thing is here to try to switch into Chi-Yu. That's what we're trying to do. I want to lead this so that way I can try to get rocks up. I don't really know what else I would lead because I'm a little afraid of I think a Keldeo lead could be really scary into me. Or also the Ogerpon, but I have answers to the Ogerpon, so I'm less concerned about a Ogerpon lead, most concerned about a Keldeo lead because I don't have great switch-ins to that anyway. But if we can get Stealth Rocks up, Radon's done its job, and then hopefully I can trade into either I can Stone Edge Lando, Ice Punch Lando, whatever. So I think Radon's going to get a little bit of work done here this week. Next up, this was the star of the show in all the mocks I did. We are bringing Choice Specs Sun Goku, the Infernape, with Vacuum Wave, Overheat, Aura Sphere, and U-Turn. We have the Blaze ability just in case we get knocked down to low HP and I can go for big overheats. The goal with this is to go into this as much as possible and click Overheat. Just keep clicking Overheat. A lot of things can't take one. Not a lot of things can take two, even if I'm -2. And not a lot, like, this thing's doing a lot of work. And then we have the Vacuum Wave Choice Specs to try to clean up late game if we can. If we can clear the Pheasantipity, the Specs fighting moves look very, very good this week. Next up, we are bringing Friendly Ogerpon. Friendly Ogerpon is back with the Water Absorb just to make Keldeo think twice about clicking something like Surf. We have U-Turn, Ivy Cudgel, Low Kick, and Encore. So, for example, if Corviknight is in against Keldeo and it doesn't have a Terra that's good into Corviknight, I can switch into Friend here. And if Keldeo goes for Surf, I can Encore it into Surf so that way it's locked into giving me my Water Absorb boost. Or if it also goes for a Calm Mind, I am also free to go for an Encore. So that's the goal there. With Ivy Cudgel, I am hitting... I didn't feel like I needed the Grass Stab this week. I didn't think Grass really hit anything outside of the Keldeo. And Keldeo is very likely to Terra out of the Grass weakness anyway. So we didn't bring Grass coverage. I felt like Ivy Cudgel just hit everything anyway. They don't really have a resist outside of Cyclizar and Keldeo. So I felt like Friend was going to have a really good matchup this week. It's very important that I don't lose Ogerpon here because it is a very good speed tier for the team. The only thing that threatens this really is the like a Scarf Chi-Yu could hit me pretty hard. So we're going to have to watch out for that. And then last but not least, we have a defensive Narrow here. I'm leftovers here. I need to be Rocky Helmet. So we are Rocky Helmet. We have Brave Bird, U-Turn, Roost, and Defog. This thing's job is just to come in. It's going to try to switch into Lando. Punish Lando for going for U-Turn. Punish Cyclizar for going for Rapid Spin. Punish Metagross just for attacking. Ogerpon won't take a hit from Ivy Cudgel. It won't take Rocky Helmet damage from that because it's non-contact. But this gives me a little bit of important pivoting. So that's the job with Narrow this week. So it's gonna be good. But I've done the work. I'm happy with the team. Got a lot of good mocks in this week. And hey, you know what? Let's go have a good game versus Addy, and let's see how it goes. It is time for the PPL playoffs versus Addy. I'm very excited to play this game. Let's see how this goes. I love the playoffs. Happy to be here. Snuck in. Let's see what she's got. We have Keldeo, which is Terra Flying. Terrifier Cyclizar. No Pheasantipity is nice for me. Landorus Therian. Chi-Yu. Does bring the KYUREM. I was afraid of KYUREM. And Metagross. So not anything unexpected. I would say the Cyclizar is definitely more unexpected than anything else. I do really like my Rhydon lead, except for if I want to see if I take a Terra, or do I take a KYUREM Column Specs, because that's fun. Ice Beam doesn't kill Rhydon regardless, so I'm gonna lead Rhydon. They do have Rapid Spin, so I guess I don't need to prioritize rocks that heavily. I don't mind leading Shoto. I don't mind leading Shoto here, because anything that you lead, I can kind of get Metagross out after. Or I can rotate out. Only a KYUREM lead is bad, but if you lead KYUREM into... KYUREM... Moonblast is still doing a lot, so I'll take the chip. I'll lead Ninetales here. I like that. I like that. Good luck. Have fun, Addy. Here we go. Make sure I'm recording. Make sure my mic's working. I love a good playoff game. Let's get it. Let's get it. Okay, leads with Rye. Oh, damn. Leads the KYUREM. I know KYUREM does get... I believe KYUREM gets Flash Cannon. I'm going to double check here. I believe you get Flash Cannon. You do get Flash Cannon. Does a Specs Flash Cannon knock me out? I'm going to have to assume it does. Oh, yeah, it does. Oh, yeah, it's not even close. So what I'll do here, does a Rhydon live a Specs Flash Cannon? Probably not. Rhydon takes it decently because I'm so Spadef. So what I'll do here is I don't mind baton passing. Yeah, I'll just baton pass here. Yeah, I'm smelling a Flash Cannon coming. I don't take 2 Flash Cannons, though. Do I want to try to go into... I don't think you're going to go for Freeze Dry. How does Ogerpon take a Flash Cannon? KYUREM. The problem is, even if I go into Ogerpon here, I'm not really doing any damage to this. I can low kick for a healthy chunk. Flash Cannon's not doing a lot to me, but I really want to keep Ogerpon not dead. So let's go into Radon here. And we're going to see if you're Specs right off the bat. Let's go into Radon and see if you're Specs. Goes for Flash Cannon. You are very Specs. You are Specs, 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 more Specs. Yeah, I don't think I can do anything about that. I think I'm just going to have to let... Oh, that's tough. That's tough. It's not good. We'll just have to let Rhydon go down. Yeah, Specs KYUREM lead is very strong. Specs. Flash Cannon. I probably should have just set up Veil, I think. Maybe kind of sacked off the... I think Ninetales is too good just to let go early, though. I don't want a Terra here. I don't want a Terra. Yep. KYUREM kills Rhydon with Flash Cannon. Not a good start. Not a good start at all. Let's see what we can do here. So your Specs Flash Cannon. Mence. No, I don't think we ever go into Mence here. I could just go... Man, I could just go for a Dragon Dance, man. What comes in? I could just go... I really could just go Mence. No, let's go Infernape. Let's go Infernape. That makes way more sense. KYUREM, Specs. Aura Sphere should knock this thing out. You don't really have a good switch into Specs Aura Sphere. Specs Overheat is also doing a tremendous amount of damage, so I would rather, I think, go for the Specs Overheat. Although, I could just go for a U-turn as well. No. We have switch into Metagross. Let's go for the Aura Sphere. Let's go for the Aura Sphere. Relax. This is Metagross. Oh, Lando. Okay. Okay, so that's the Lando, of course. That's not zero. That is what we call chip. We'll just hard switch in Corviknight. The U-turn is going to be scary. You're going to U-turn. So part of me wants to just go hard into Shoto. If I go hard into Shoto, I'm not dead. But if I go hard narrow and they U-turn, something dies to Chi-Yu. So we're going to need to not let that happen. So but if I go into Shoto, I can at least Moonblast the Chi-Yu. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. I don't think you Stone Edge here. You could Stone Edge. I don't think you do, though. I think you just U-turn. I think you just U-turn. And with a defense boost, I don't think you Stone Edge. Stealth Rocks. Okay, that makes no sense. That makes perfect sense. Perfect sense. So what I could do here is I could just try to set up the Veil. We're going to need to defog that. So I don't think I need to set up Veil here. I'm just going to Baton Pass. Could stay in. You probably U-turn here. Actually. No, actually you don't U-turn because you're really scared of Blizzard. You have to hard switch. You have to hard switch, right? Maybe I should just rip the Blizzard. It's not like I don't have a switch into Metagross. And since this Lando is Stealth Rock, it's not a terrible assumption to assume it's not Scarf. Could still be Scarf. Could be Scarf Stealth Rock. Okay, good. Does switch. Your dunk. Okay, in comes Fish. Beads of Ruined Fish. Baton Pass out. Okay. So this is a good situation for me because what I can do here is I can just go into Son Goku and go for another... Actually, you know what? I want to know if you're Scarf. I do really like the idea of going into Ogerpon here. Does Ogerpon take a Scarf hit from Chi-Yu? I would not take a Fire Blast, but you'd have to hit a Fire Blast. Do I hit a Flamethrower? Or does Infernape just knock you out anyway? Because I could just go... I think Infernape makes way more sense. If you're Psychic, you kill me, but then we're going to see if you're Scarf. I think Scarf makes a lot of sense on this too. So we'll see if you're Scarf Psychic as well, we can kind of play that. We can play into that. So I like I like Aura Sphering here. I don't need to overheat. I don't know if you switch Lando in again. Aura Sphere does knock this thing out. Oh, sucks to lose right on that early because I just like didn't have a switch in anymore. But this is going to show me if you're Scarf or not. If you're Scarf, I think you stay in Psychic because you see that you knock out. I don't like. I'm scared. I'm scared. Scared of fish. Scared of the fish. Okay, switch out. So that makes me think you're not Scarf. Could have U-turn there. U-turn might have been a good play there. But we got really good chip on the Lando here. Down to 50% is really nice. We'll go into narrow here. We're probably going to end up having to sack someone to cheat you if you go for the hard U-turn. But if you go for the U-turn, you're going to take Stealth Rock damage. Or you're going to take Rocky Helmet damage, which is going to be pretty nice. Yeah, maybe could have gone for the overheat there, but I'm fine not going for overheat there. Because, like, I don't lose anything yet. The U-turn into Chi-Yu is going to hurt here, though. That is certainly not going to be ideal for me. Unless I get lucky and you just, like, Stone Edge here. Predicting the Ninetale switch in again. Yeah, no, that makes sense. That makes sense. Chi-Yu's coming back out. But I do get some nice Rocky Helmet chip on there. So you're down to, like, what? 30+%? Might die to 2, whatchamacallits. We don't super need to keep Corv around. I'm just trying to think of who we need. Yeah, fish is such a problem. The good news is if I let you knock me out here with a fire move, I could be really aggressive and go into Infernape. That's very aggressive. Assuming you're gonna Flamethrower. There's no way you click Psychic on Bird. You don't know if you're choiced or not, so... I'm gonna go into Son Goku and just hope you don't rip me for a... Just don't click Psychic here. Just don't Psychic. So we don't want to give up Corv yet. Corv still is really good for the Metagross being around. We need to get a little bit of momentum back in here. Flamethrower. Okay, cool. We eat that. Eat is a strong word. The good news here is that I do think I do want to click... I want to click Aura Sphere because I'm... we don't know if you're Scarf yet. You still might be Scarf and you might KO me here. And if you're Scarf Flamethrower, then I go into Ment and I try to Dragon Dance. Do I just overheat here? Overheat's doing 50% to fish. And I would knock out the Lando. I think I knock out the Lando regardless, so I'll go for the Aura Sphere here. We'll see if you're Scarf. Still very well could be Scarfish. I don't want a Vacuum Wave here. I want to be able to kill the Lando if it switches in. I don't think I can do that at that stage. Yep, okay, so you're Scarf. Hides the Scarf last time. Scarf. So now that we know you're Scarf, I think what we do is I think we're locked. I think we're forced to go into Shenron. And Scarf Flamethrower. Yeah, because we go Shenron. We see your Scarf. We're obviously not going to Terra in front of this thing. Flamethrower is not going to do enough. We Dragon Dance. Might go into Lando for Intimidate, but it's not going to work. We have to Dragon Dance here. It's kind of just like the all or nothing button. We easily could just get 6-0'd here. We could just get 6-0'd for sure. But we're going to have to let Mence try to do Mence things. We're afraid of a Scarf Keldeo, but I don't think you'd be Scarf Keldeo. Switches out of Fish. Goes hard Jake, who is Metagross. You could be Shuka. Could be Shuka. Oh, that's cool that it's levitating. Okay. So let's see the Salamence here. Or not Salomon, sorry. Let's see the Metagross. I don't think you're going to be Bandit. I think you're going to be Shuka. I'm +1. I could go for a Crunch here. I don't think EQ kills if you're not Shuka. Has a good chance. If you have EQ and I'm Terra Steel, you could knock me out. So we're going to have to play this game. I'm assuming you're going to have Ice Punch. It's going to be a 50-50. It's going to be a 50-50. Do I Terra Steel expecting the Ice Punch, or do you Earthquake expecting me to Terra Steel? Either way, I die. So let's just get the 50-50 right. Let's be crazy. Let's be crazy. Go for the Earthquake. Go for the Earthquake, predicting the Terra. Explosion! You went for Explosion and I'm Terra Steel? I didn't see that coming. I didn't predict that one. That's so funny. Alright. I didn't predict that. Meta uses Explosion. Would I have lived that? I'm just curious. Explosion. Call him like Bandit Explosion. I probably wouldn't have lived if Banded. That's so funny. You know what? Fair enough. Fair enough. At least we don't get 6-0'd, so that's nice. If that was Bandit Explosion, I don't live, so that makes me feel a little better. Okay, so no Metagross. I think I can go into Shoto here. We're in a really, really, really bad spot. I think we just flat out kind of lose from this stage. We do still have Ogerpon, who is strong. I'll go Ogerpon here, because Ogerpon should live a hit from Chi-Yu. Code. Okay, in comes Cyclizar. In comes Cyclizar. So you are Terra Fire. Could be a lot of things. I don't have rocks up, so I don't know if you're boots or not. Low kick is doing enough to kill you. If you're Terra Fire, you're not gonna Terra in front of me. That would be really kind of funny. So I'm gonna low kick. Yeah, I'm gonna low kick. He's gonna Draco. Okay. That makes sense. You're gonna put me in range of Chi-Yu. Ooh, Eject Pack. Ah, Eject Pack. Wow, this is a really good team. Eject Pack. Draco. Okay. And we low kick. Obviously not gonna get a lot of damage off of that. I will take my KO here, though. Actually, what I could do is I could U-turn out into Ninetales. I wish I did have the... Yeah, Fish ripped me a new one. I don't think there's anything I can do here. I think you probably just U-turn. If you're somehow Scarf still, you could be... I'll Ivy Cudgel for the KO. You're Pasho Berry. I don't think you can. Okay. Ogre KOs. Lando with Cudgel. Don't think there's a way back into this for me. Your Dunk comes in. I do think your Dunk... What is Ninetales doing to Chi-Yu? Yeah, Chi-Yu just kind of ripped me a new one, dude. Moonblast is not doing anything, so I think the only thing I can do... if I have Veil up, does Ogerpon live a Flamethrower? Say I have a Veil. Fire Blast is still... Actually, hold on. Say I have Veil with Ogerpon. Against Chi-Yu Fish. Fire Blast is doing at most 164. Flamethrower we've seen is doing 135. Can still kill me through Veil. I think I sacked Narrow here. I think I just sacked Narrow. Maybe I get lucky to go for Dark Pulse, and I don't know why. No, I let Narrow go down. Tough matchup. I knew this was tough on paper, and that Metagross set was pretty sick. Just a Click Explosion was pretty cool. Chi-Yu KOs. Corv. I have to go Shoto here. And all I can go for is a Blizzard Freeze. That's all I got. And I think you thaw yourself a Flamethrower anyway. So I don't think there's a whole lot I can do. Does Flamethrower thaw freeze? Okay, no. Apparently Flamethrower won't thaw, so we're just gonna go for a Blizzard Freeze, I guess. Let's see if we get a Blizzard Freeze. That did 0. Oh! There you go. We're gonna find out. There we go. Hey, you gotta play your outs, man. Alright, just stay frozen for a turn. Just stay frozen for 1 turn. 2 turns. I need this to stay frozen. That's so funny. That's very funny. Pokemon's a funny game, man. I don't think it's gonna super matter though. Who else do we... KYUREM? Okay, yeah, no, wait, we took the land out. So it's 4 Mons left. Let's see what happens. Just stay frozen. Oh, it switches out. That makes sense. That's a good play. Do we send in... Okay, you sent in Rai. Okay. Yeah, so I gave this the defense boost, obviously. But we can low kick. If I just get a little chippy chip. Low kick's not going to do enough in snow to this thing. So we're going to have to U-turn. And hit you with Ninetales. Go for a dragon move. Just don't click Flash Cannon here. If you don't click Flash Cannon... Ice Beam. Okay, so you spec... Yes, you went specs Ice Beam. Oh, we live on 16. That's what we're talking about. Okay, so let's just go for the Moonblast here. Get the chip I need to kill you in snow. Good damage. Special attack drop's not going to matter here. Ice Beam KOs me. Ice Beam or KYUREM KOs Ninetales. Okay, so now we go into Ogerpon again. Actually, there's no way to win this because the Cyclizar does outspeed me. But we can try our best. We can try our best. I wish I had Trailblaze. Low kick. Nice. Ogre takes out. I think Ogre. Okay, so yeah, Ogre KOs KYUREM. And then Cyclizar wins this. I needed Cyclizar. I needed a combo of Cyclizar or Ninetales and this. Yeah, no, tough game. I mean, I just had a tough matchup. I'm very weak on the special defensive side. Okay, in comes Agency. Are you a Scarf of this thing? In case you Terra, I'm gonna Ivy Cudgel. That's all I can do anyway, so. Oh, you're gonna Terra. I'm gonna Ivy Cudgel you. You could be Scarf. You could be like double Scarf, double Specs, which is worth... That would be funny. I'm gonna Ivy Cudgel. If I crit, super crit. You got one of those super crits. Oh, Vacuum Wave. GG to Addy. Congratulations. that's our season. Good game, very good game, very tough matchup for me on paper. And I feel like that Metagross play was really cool. I will have to ask if that was banned in Metagross or not, because that was pretty sick. But 3-0 loss. That brings our PPL season to a close. It has been an absolute pleasure. It was a fun game. It was a fun game. I just feel like I feel like I lost all momentum on the open. And I don't know. Yeah, no, like the Specs KYUREM lead was very strong, and I just didn't have a lot for it. So GG to Addy. Please go root her on in the rest of the PPL playoffs. I was super happy to be here. Super happy to make playoffs. Really, obviously hard stretch at the end. 5 straight losses, but Pokemon's a tough game, and we won a chip last time, so you know, we accomplished what we came here to do. But thank you guys so much for supporting. Here on this video, this is the last time you'll see Draft League on this channel. If you guys like Draft League content and want to see more Draft League content when I do it, there's going to be the channel More Iron BOFFIN in the future. That link's going to be down in the description below, and that's where I'm going to upload any future Draft League content and a lot of other Pokemon themed content that I want the main channel to go back to more Nuzlocke stuff. So if you guys want to support the other stuff I do, go check out More Iron BOFFIN. That link's down in the description below. But that was PPL Season 5. Really tough ending, but I felt like we played some decent games. So I'm going to get out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace!